What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics. My name is Bruce, and today is Tuesday, November 22nd of 2022. We are just one day away from the best day of the work week. Let me hear you say it. New Comic Book Day! That's right, guys, the day we get our hands on those brand new comic books. We get to enjoy the stories, the artwork, the covers. There's so many things to enjoy on New Comic Book Day. But we are also just 2 days away from my favorite holiday, Thanksgiving. Oh, I love when the family comes over because we host it here at the house. Stephanie and I throw a banger of an amazing Thanksgiving party. It's going to be amazing. My sister's coming. Stephanie's mom and dad are coming. Her brother. We're going to have so much fun. The kids are going to have so much fun. I just can't wait. What is your guys' favorite dessert? Guys, let me know down in the comments. Mine is pumpkin pie with Cool Whip on top. That's right, guys. Cool Whip. I love Cool Whip. Cool Whip over whipped cream any single day. But enough about Thanksgiving, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. In today's video, we're doing my must-have pickups for this upcoming New Comic Book Day, which is November 23rd of 2022. But there's a lot of stuff we go over in today's video, so let's go over our checklist for today's video. So the first thing that we're going to do on today's video, we're going to go over my pull list, where I show you every single book I'm picking up this week. And after that, we go over the chopping block. These are the books that I'm considering chopping from my pull list. And after that, we go over my favorite section, my cover lover picks. These are books that I'm picking up based on the cover art alone. And I just love covers. I am a cover lover whore. I just really enjoy really good cover art. I really do. And I admit it. That's okay. That's okay. All right, guys. And after that, we go over my almost top 5. This isn't a very important section of the video because these are the books that almost made the top 5 list. So that means their story is still really good. And you guys should consider picking these books up because those stories are really good. And after that, the final part of the video, we're going to go over my top 5 must-have pickups. And in this part of the video, I give you guys a little more information on why I think you guys should be reading these books, because these are the best stories, the best artwork, the best guts. That's right. I always talk about the guts of the books because that's what's between the front cover and the back cover. The guts, the story. What makes a comic book a comic book? And good guts are the best guts. All right, guys, that is the checklist for today's video. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and show off my pull list. All right, guys, the pull list right back here. So let's get a little bit closer. There we go, guys. You guys still can't see, but I'm going to go ahead and show off the list right now, big on screen. All right, guys, as you can see on my pull list, I have 20 new comic books that I am picking up this week. And of the 20, there are 4 new number 1s, and there are 4 titles that I have not gotten caught up on. So those books will not be considered for the top 5 list. All right, guys, so that is my pull list. 20 books, 4 new number 1s, and 4 titles I'm not caught up on. So let's dive into the chopping block. All right, guys, there are 2 books on the chopping block this week, and the first one up is Miracle Man Silver Age, number whatever comes out this week. But this book is on the chopping block because I'm just not interested in reading this story. I thought I was going to be really interested in reading this book because Miracle Man is a character I know nothing about, and one of the original writers is back on the book, Neil Gaiman, and I am a huge Neil Gaiman fan. I think he is a fantastic writer. I've read all of his books. I love them. But I have no interest in this character, and I have issue 0, issue 1, and I just have no desire to read them. So this book is being chopped. And the title after that I am chopping from my pull list is sadly Harley Quinn. I really enjoyed Stephanie Phillips' run on this book up until like issue number 18 or so. And after that, I just kind of like fell off the title. And I'm now 4 or 5 issues behind. And once I'm that far behind, I'm obviously not interested in the book anymore. But I will say I will most likely continue picking up this title from time to time for those covers, because sometimes there's just a cover that you're like, ooh, I need that cover in my collection. So if I do put this book back on my pull list, I will make sure that I call it out that this is a cover lover pick when I go over my pull list. All right, guys, those are the 2 books on my chopping block this week. Let's go ahead and dive into my favorite part of this video, the cover lover picks. All right, guys, we have 11 covers to go through, so let's go ahead and dive right in. And the first 3 covers are all for Amazing Spider-Man issue number 14. Now, this has the first appearance of a new character called Hallows Eve, and all of these covers feature this new character. So the first one that I want to show you guys is an exclusive cover, but it's offered by a lot of shops, so you can go ahead and pick your favorite shop, guys. I'll have a couple links down for this in the description below, but this is the Ivan Tao variant. There is a trade dress, there is a virgin. You can get them as the trade dress, the virgin, or the trade and virgin set. Pick what you guys like the best, but guys, I think this cover is absolutely fantastic. This is a great Halloween cover, and I just love that bright, vibrant orange. It is just so great. And after that, we have the Ed McGuinness design variant. I'm a sucker for design variants. Is this the best design variant? No, it is not, but it is still a really cool cover featuring the character of Hallows Eve. And after that, we have another Ed McGuinness cover, but this is the Ed McGuinness Hallows Eve variant, and Hallows Eve looks absolutely stunning on this cover. The whole layout of this cover is great. Ed McGuinness, you crushed this cover. It is a fantastic cover. And after that, we have Daredevil issue number 5, the 1 in 10 Marco Cicchetto design variant featuring Daredevil. He looks absolutely amazing in these new designs. He looks so freaking cool. And after that, we have Deathstroke issue number 15, the 1 in 25. This is the C cover done by Kendrick Kunka Lim. I'm probably totally butchering your last name. I'm sorry, Kendrick, but man, you crushed this cover. This is a gorgeous Deathstroke cover. There's been some really, really good covers for this Deathstroke run. If you guys have not been following it, I would highly suggest following this book because, man, some of these covers are so, so good. Ivan Tao's done some, and Kendrick is doing an amazing job on them. They're just, Deathstroke is just such a great character. It's hard not to do a cool cover for this character. And after that, we have Punchline, the Gotham game, issue number 2 comes out this week, and I really like the 1 in 25 Dan Hip cover. You guys know by now I'm a big Dan Hip fan, so obviously this cover done by Dan Hip is gonna be on this list. It is just such a cool cover. Does a great job with Punchline and all the little Easter eggs throughout the picture. And there's another cover for Punchline, the Gotham game, issue number 2 that I really like, and obviously it's going to be the Sozo Micah cover. This cover is absolutely gorgeous, but the one thing that bothers me about this cover is that her legs stop at like right above her knee. Why didn't they just like continue her legs down? Sozo Micah, tell me why you didn't do that in the cover, because it kind of takes away at the awesomeness of this cover. All right, guys, we have 2 covers left, and the next one up is Star Wars Revelations issue number 1, the Peach Momoko variant cover featuring Dr. Aphra. I saw this when it was on FOC, and I told you guys about it. I'm like, guys, you guys gotta pick up this cover because I think this is one of Peach Momoko's best covers. You guys can disagree with me down in the comments below, or you can agree with me down in the comments below. But guys, this cover is absolutely stunning. I will be picking this up because I like this cover so much, but I don't care about Star Wars. I don't care about Dr. Aphra, but I care about this cover because the artwork is so freaking gorgeous. And the last cover that I want to show you guys is Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, issue number 1, the 1 in 100 Jenny Frison cover. I just think this cover is fantastic. Jenny Frison is such an amazing artist. Yes, I'm probably a little partial because I like so many of her covers, but come on, guys. This cover is fantastic, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you agree with me or you disagree with me. All right, guys, those are the 11 cover lover picks that I have for this week. Let's go ahead and dive in to the almost top 5. All right, guys, there are 4 books on the almost top 5. Just remember, these books did not make the top 5 list, but they are most likely going to be really great stories that you guys should consider picking up. And the first one up is Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, issue number 1, written by Jason Aaron. Now, he is hit or miss. I will agree with everyone who says that, because there are some books that he does amazingly and some of the books that he doesn't do so well. But this is a post-apocalyptic tale. There's only going to be 3 issues. They're all oversized, and they're going to tell a tale over the life of these 2 characters that are fighting for their lives at the end of the world, but they're also fighting for their love, which is just sounds like a book written for me because I love love stories. I love when 2 characters have to fight for that love. So Jason Aaron, I'm all in, and I pray that this book is going to be really good. And after that, I have DC Horror presents Sergeant Rock First the Army of the Dead, issue number 3 comes out this week. Now, this is written by Bruce Campbell, you know, Army of the Dead guy, and this book is so fun. It is so much fun. It really did almost make the top 5 list because I am enjoying this book that much. The story, it's just pretty straightforward. It's set back in World War II. They're going after Hitler. Hitler's making zombies, and there's Americans trying to, like, you know, stop them from making zombies. And it is just, it's funny. It's really enjoyable. There's a lot of action in it. And I'm already starting to connect with the Americans who are trying to stop Hitler, obviously, because the characters are just so cool. But guys, really do check this book out. It's fun. The artwork is great, and the story writing is really done really well. And after that, I have Deathstroke Inc. issue number 15. Now, this is part 6 of the year 1 story, so they're retelling, like, you know, Deathstroke's origin, but it's actually really good. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really connecting with the Deathstroke character, so that's why it's on this list, because I'm strangely really into this year 1 that is continuing on into issue number 6. That's a big story arc for a year 1, but I'm really enjoying it, and the artwork is really good by Dexter Soy. The writing is good, so guys, check this out. Deathstroke is such a great character. And the last book on my almost top 5 list is Eve, Children of the Moon, issue number 2, an independent by Boom Studios. This is the 2nd volume of Eve. If you didn't read Eve, Volume 1, go read Eve, Volume 1. It's post-apocalyptic. You follow this little girl and a robotic teddy bear. It is fantastic. It is so good. The twists and turns that she has to do, that she takes on her journey, are so great. And in volume 2, there's already twists and turns at the end of issue number 1. It was so good. The artwork is okay, but the story really is solid. You guys should be checking out Eve, Children of the Moon. It's a great book. All right, guys, those are the almost top 5. Let's check out the top 5 books coming out this week on New Comic Day, starting with number 5. Alright guys, the book that's in the number 5 spot is written by Donny Cates and art by Ryan Stegman. Can you guess what it is? Of course you can, because you guys are all amazingly smart comic book readers, and I'm talking about Vanish issue number 3. Comes out this week. Now I first want to say there was some controversy in issue number 2. I really didn't agree with the controversy. I thought it was fine, and I really enjoyed the story. I thought what he added to that really gave the story levity, and that's very important for a story like this. And I just love the artwork. The artwork is so freaking good. Now, if you guys have not read this book at all and you have no idea what it's about, I'll give you a little hint. It's kind of like Harry Potter, but like on steroids and drugs. It's absolutely crazy. It follows a kid after he's left wizard school and he's an adult, and there's some dark things happening in his life, and there's just more dark things. And it's freaking awesome. And Ryan Stegman's art, like I said before, is so freaking fantastic. This is issue number 3. It's easy to go back and pick up issues number 1 and 2. There's some amazing cover art for this. Now, I really enjoy the Darren Warren Johnson covers. I personally think they're the best covers, but I'm also a big Daniel Warren Johnson fan, so that's probably why I like those covers more than the others. But guys, check out Vanish. It is in the number 5 spot. It is an excellent book, and you guys should be reading it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to my number 4 book. Alright guys, in the number 4 spot is another book all about magic, and I'm talking about Magic Order Volume 3, issue number 5 comes out this week. This is written by Mark Millar and art by Gigi Cavango, and if you guys are not reading this series, you guys are missing out on such an amazing magic book, and especially if you like magic. Magic is everything about this book. Now this is Volume 3, so you do have 2 volumes to go get caught up on, but they're only 6-issue mini stories, and I will say, each series is getting better and better, and they're building on this world, and it's getting bigger and more intense and more crazy, and it's absolutely amazing. The ending of issue number 4 of volume 3 was, it was insane. That whole issue was so good. Now, I don't want to go into detail about the story itself, but just know the writing is spectacular. It is just such good writing. This is Mark Millar at his best, I want to say, because I really enjoy Mark Millar in general, but this story right here is amazing. Maybe it's because it's about magic, and magic is just like a thing for me. I really enjoy it. I love Harry Potter. I love Vanish, and I'm really loving this book right here. Now, I will say the art in this book I do not love. Gigi Cavango is the 3rd artist to join this series. Each series has had their own artist, and this is probably the weakest of the series, but that does not take away from the overall story, because the story really is that good. Like I said, the ending of the last issue was so insane. I could not believe they were doing that to this character, or multiple characters actually, and it's just so good. So I hope you guys will take my word, if you guys are not already reading Mark Millar's Magic Order, and go pick up the first 2 volumes and then get caught up on this, because it really is that good. You could wait until this volume finishes and then collect all 3 trades and read them back to back to back, and that would be one hell of a ride. It'd be so good. And this is also already optioned for Netflix. Basically, I think these are like 3 seasons, you could say, for Netflix, and this is going to be one hell of a Netflix series. It's going to be incredible. All right, guys, that is the Magic Order. That is in the number 4 spot. Let's go ahead and find out what my number 3 book is. Alright guys, the number 3 book is the 3rd independent book in a row. Man, this list is indie heavy and I love it. Alright guys, the 3rd book on this top 5 list is Dark Spaces Wildfire, issue number 4. Comes out this week from my man, Scott Snyder. Now, he is an amazing writer. If you guys haven't read any of his stuff, guys, go check him out. He's done so many good things. His run on Batman is probably one of my favorites of all time. It is so freaking good. But guys, Dark Spaces Wildfire is an amazing independent. This first came out digitally and now it's coming out in print, which is the only thing that I read. And this is an amazing story. It follows 5 women who are fighting fires. They're like you know, those hot zone units or whatever they're called. And they are also all convicts except for one of them, who is their police officer, but they decide they're gonna go rob a house, and that's all I'm going to say. And it is all happening within a fire that's happening on this mountainside, and it is incredible. And the art by Hayden Sherman is absolutely fantastic. It fits his story so well. The way that he's able to show emotion of all these women, it is absolutely fantastic. And the twists and turns at the end of every single issue keeps you guessing, keeps you engaged, keeps you wanting more. Scott Snyder is such an amazing comic book writer. I love him. He's so fantastic. All right, guys, that is my number 3 book. Oh, and there's also been some really good covers for this. So guys, you go back on mycomicshop.com, go ahead and scroll through, find your favorite, pick them up. They are so good. So good. All right, guys, now that is my number 3 book. Let's go ahead and find out what the last 2 books are. And one is Marvel and one is DC. Who's going to take the number 1 spot? Well, let's find out. Alright guys, we have 2 books left. One Marvel, one DC, but the funny thing about these last 2 books is they're both kind of out of continuity. I said kind of because one of them is going to connect back into continuity at some point, but right now it's all out of continuity, and that's why this book is so freaking good. And that is the book that's in the number 2 spot, and I'm talking about Avengers Forever, issue number 11, comes out this week, written by Jason Aaron, and this is the good Jason Aaron, not the bad Jason Aaron, and it's art by Jim Towe. Now, this book is so fantastic. So like I said, it's kind of out of continuity. We're following Robbie Reyes, the main Ghost Rider, as he's traveling around all the multiverse, and he's like meeting all these different versions of characters, and that's where this story is really good, because we're meeting the characters that we love, but they're just different, and Jason Aaron is doing such a great job of like connecting you to these different versions of these characters and making you love them, and it's absolutely fantastic. We've met up with characters like Iron Man. That was the last issue. Issue number 10 was meeting all these different versions of Iron Man. And then we met up with a different version of Thor, which was my favorite story so far, but the Captain Marvel story was also really cool. There's been so many good little stories. They're just so good, so good. You guys need to check out this series. It is fantastic, especially if you're really bored with the current Avengers run. You're like, get me out of here. Well, jump into this, because this is going to connect back to that main Avengers run, but you don't need to know anything about that. You can just dive into here and enjoy it. Alright guys, that is the number 2 book, Avengers Forever, written by Jason Aaron and art by Jim Towe. Jim Towe art is okay, but when Aaron Cooter's on this book, ooh, it is good. But he's not on this next issue, which is a little sad, but it's okay, because the story is so rock solid. Alright guys, let's find out what my number 1 book is. Alright guys, since you guys know this story is an Elseworld tale, I'm sure you guys already know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to waste any time kind of like hinting at it, getting you guys frothing at the mouth of what this book is. You guys know, it's DC vs. Vampires, issue number 11, comes out this week. There's only 2 issues left, 11 and 12, because this is a 12-issue maxi series. But guys, this story has been so freaking good. This is written by James Tynion IV and Matthew Rosenberg, and art by Otto Schmidt. And the first thing that I want to talk about this book is the art. Otto Schmidt has done such a fantastic job on this title. And I don't know if I've ever read a comic book done by Otto Schmidt, but Otto Schmidt, you should be everywhere. Your artwork is fantastic. I love it. The way you draw action and the destruction and everything is so good. Otto Schmidt, you are the man. Thank you for being on this book and making me enjoy it just that much more. Now, the story itself is kind of self-explanatory. It's vampires in the DC universe. Vampires have pretty much taken over everything. There's a small pocket of heroes and villains who teamed up and they're trying to save what's left of humanity. And they're going against some of the biggest guns. They're trying to get down the main vampire, which is none other than someone I'm not going to tell you about because you need to read this story. It is so good. And I love the characters that keep popping up here and there. And in the last issue, man, Swamp Thing came in and the way they introduced him was so great. It was so great. And Green Arrow is amazing in this. Oh my God. I can go on and on about how amazing the story is. It is just great. Great. The Wonder Twins are in this. Well, I should say one of the Wonder Twins. And her character is so badass. They made a character that is so lame, so freaking cool. So cool. All right, guys. That is the #1 book. You guys have to be reading it. There's a really good 1 in 25 cover for this as well, featuring Plastic Man when he looks absolutely insane. So good. All right, guys, that is the #1 book. We're at the end of the list. We've done everything. We've done chopping block, pull list, cover lover, almost top 5, and now we've done all the books on the top 5 list. So you guys know what we're gonna do? We're gonna wrap this video up. Alright guys, you guys have made it to the end of the video, and if you've watched this far, I want to first say thank you so much for supporting this channel and watching this far in the video. It helps the algorithm so much, but also if you guys have made it this far, you guys know exactly what you guys are. You guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for your support. Now, I do have one little announcement. Stephanie and I have decided to do one awesome thing for you guys in the month of December, and that is we're gonna do an episode of Comics and Beer to wrap out the end of the year, and we're just gonna have a really good time. It's gonna be before the big holiday of Christmas. We're gonna have some giveaways. Stephanie is gonna be back in the driver's seat with me, and we're just gonna hang out for probably an hour, hour and a half, and we're just gonna have such an amazing time. So I will have more information. Stephanie and I will shoot a small little video announcing that, getting you guys pumped and excited. Again, Stephanie will be back in front of the camera, and we're all excited for that. You guys are sick and tired of seeing this face over and over, week after week. It's like, come on, where is the other half? Well, she's gonna come back and we're gonna do an awesome little live stream. It's gonna be so much fun. All right, guys, with the announcement out of the way, let's go ahead and say, if you guys are not subscribed, get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notification, and smash that like button. All right, guys, I hope to have another video this week, but it is the Thanksgiving week, so I might not be back until next week. And if I'm not, have a great Thanksgiving, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.